DJs BrewTube beer review. We see by the Santa hat and the big old beer with the Santa on the front of it that it's time for another Christmas beer. And where are we going to go to get said Christmas beer? We're going to go to Rogue Ales out of Newport, Oregon, US of A, yay yay, and we're going to have their Santa's Private Reserve. Now, this beer used to be known, or it's a variation of, St. Rogue's Red Ale. So, that tells you by that name that this is probably an American Amber Ale. That's right, and it's available when? November through December. 6% ABV and 65 IBUs. But this one's a little bit different. Why? Because this is the 2011 version. And you said, DJ, why did you cellar this? Well, because I forgot it. I had it in the cellar. And this was one of the very first beers I remember drinking as like a Christmas ale back in the same year. And I bought a couple bottles of it, meaning to drink them both. Johnny and I drank it way back when before we were doing really video or any kind of like big time reviews. And you know what? Here it is now in front of us. So we're going to see how it tastes. Now, this particular beer's recipe's changed a little bit, but this one, has 10 ingredients in it. It's got, let's see, for malts, it's got Carastan 30 and 70, 13-17, Crystal, and then it's got Rogue, Dare, and Risk malts in it. There's their proprietary ones that they grow. Then for hops, they got Chinook, they got Rogue, Retribution, and Freedom, and then they use free-range water. So we got 10 ingredients. Now I think they're using also Pearl and Amarillo hops in here. But you know what? Things change over time. This one goes all the way back to 2011. I remember liking this and thinking, wow, it's really hoppy back in the day before my beer palate had adjusted to where it is today. I doubt this is still 65 IBUs after 2 years cellaring, but you know what? We're going to see. So, enough flapping my gums. Let's get the cap popped on this, get it in the glass, and tell you what's up with the Rogue Santa's Private Reserve 2011 vintage. Ooh, nice hiss on a 2011 beer. We got our Rogue Crown that we will obsessively collect. Ooh, smells nice from here. Let's get it in the glass. It's probably going to be super clear. I guess a lot of the Rogue beers are filtered. I'm not a big fan of Rogue beers. I think they're overpriced usually for what you get. So let's see if we like this one. Wow, look at that. 6% beer. And look at that gorgeous head on a 2-year-old beer. This one's actually slightly hazy. I guess it was probably dry hop back when it was fresh. We got a solid 1-finger head of super tight khaki bubbles. It's a nice amber color with a lot of red and orange hints coming through it. Really nice looking beer. I wonder if it's tasty. But before that, we got to see what the aroma is. Because remember, well over 50% of our sense of taste comes via smell. Let's get the aroma on the Santa's Private Reserve Vintage 2011. Wow. Actually a lot of citrus. And then after that citrus is big caramel malt. Wow, the caramel malt's huge. And it's got like a honey aroma now as well. But a resounding citrus aroma, some peach. Wow, it's a really nice smelling beer. Let's see, when I swirl it, getting quick, glass lacing clinging on that glass. And actually a little tiny bit of alcohol legs. So I wonder if over time the ABV's increased on this. So we've got a gorgeous looking beer, a lovely smelling beer with citrus, peach, and orange, not anything like bitter hops or anything like that, but let's get a taste on this. I'm ready to get a little drink on. Cheers. Wow. You know what? Even after all this time, it's still got some bitterness in the background to it. Up front, you're getting like caramel malt. Then after that, like an orange taste, but a muted like hop taste. You can tell that they've died down over time. There's a bit of coffee, burnt toffee, and burnt sugar in there. Really smooth, the carbonation spot on. And actually in the back end, there's a piney bitterness in the back end of this beer. They must have hopped the hell like gonzo crazy out of this beer when it was fresh. But man, that's actually pretty damn tasty for being a 2-year cellar beer. Only 6% ABV, and it was meant to be a hoppy amber in the beginning. The amber characteristics, of course, are dominant in this. It's got a nice medium mouthfeel to it. I'm drinking this about like 46 to 48 degrees, somewhere around there. But man, tasty, tasty beer. Geez, it's cellared really well for what it is. It's developed a really nice caramel taste. That's kind of sweet up in the front end, and then the bitterness that's there in the background, that's sort of like a coffee piney bitterness, counteracts that big sweetness. So, damn, yum. So, what do the other guys think about this beer when it's fresh? Because that's the only perspective that we're going to have from this. Rate Beer's giving it a 91, and Beer Advocate gives it an 85. And from what I can remember from 2 years ago, I would have probably leaned towards that like 91 grade back in the day. Cellared like this, how do we grade it? Well, you got to grade it for what flavor it has now. And I think I'm going to give it. I think I'm going to give this like an 88. I think it's a B plus like it is now. You know, it's a really tasty beer, and it's lost its hoppiness, but it's changed into its own thing now, and that's really what winter warmers are. I mean, the alcohol is totally hidden. It's got a nice mouthfeel to it, like a medium mouthfeel, nice and coating, and it's a pleasant beer to drink, even after 2 years in the cellar. So, guys, you know what? Until the next time, we got to talk about something really important. We got to talk about thinking globally. We got to talk about drinking locally. We got to talk about supporting the craft beer movement, helping this thing keep growing so we have more beers like Santa's Private Reserve to cellar if we forget about them and drink later and they're still tasting good. You know, bravo to Rogue. You know, I'm not the biggest Rogue fan, but bravo on making a beer that's lasted the time, you know, at that ABV this long. So, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, have safe ones. Until then, I got nothing but a bunch of love for you and a big ass peace out.